In this video, I'm going to show and explain how my slit scan images and slit scan videos are created.
We would drift away, I want you to stay. Loneliness means lonely alone, your castle, but my throne light show on birds flow.
For all these photos and videos, I use the technology which is called strip photography. But what is strip photography? How does it work? And what was it used for in first place? Well, all of us have seen finish line photos in athletics. Several runners cross the finish line almost simultaneously, and the naked eye is not able to determine in which order the runners cross the finish line. And that is when a finish line photo helps. In the days of analog photography, a so-called strip camera was used to solve this problem. The camera was placed exactly at the finish line and observed nothing but the finish line through a very small slit. As soon as the runners came close to the finish line, the shutter of the camera was opened and the film was transported past the slit at a fairly high speed and was being exposed while the runners crossed the finish line. After processing the film, it showed exactly in which order the runners have crossed the finish line. So while a conventional camera takes a spatial two-dimensional photo and thus freezes the scene exactly at a certain time XYZ, a strip camera also takes a two-dimensional photo, but only one dimension is spatial. For finish line photos, this is obviously the finish line. The second dimension is the time, in this case the time until all runners have crossed the finish line. And this is basically how a slit camera works. This technology I have used for my slit scan images and slit scan videos, however not analog but digital. It all starts with a moving object. For this video and this example I used an Amaryllis on a turntable. Now if I would take a photo of this situation, it would look like this. At, for example, 2 p.m., 42 minutes and 34 seconds, I took a spatial two-dimensional photo of an Amaryllis. On the photo, however, you see the Amaryllis, but not the fact that it rotates. When using a strip camera or with the technique of a strip camera, things look very different. I do not take a conventional photo, but, as in the previous example already explained, so to say a one-dimensional photo through a tiny slit. And I do not take just one, but thousands of photos in full width with the height of just 1 pixel. All these photos I then collect into one picture. Nice and easy, one by one and one under the other, like in a collage. If I do this often enough, for example over a period of 36 seconds, one photo every 30 milliseconds, I get 1080 photos. The resulting image then shows how the tiny observed section of the rotating Amaryllis has changed over the period of 36 seconds. And that's it. The first slit scan image of the Amaryllis is done. But what happens if I don't create just one slit scan image of one slit, but many slit scan images of many slits? Maybe from here, from here, from here, or simply from top to bottom and through all possible slits. Each slit 1 pixel high, from the first line to the last line. One slit scan image each line. This way I get 1080 slit scan images, each one consisting of a collage of 1080 photos. If you look through all these slit scan images one after the other, like you would do with a flipbook, you would get a slit scan video of the Amaryllis on the turntable.
Let's reincarnate the pleasure, making sense of it all. To the common man, swam where rivers ran.
Now let's summarize the procedure. For one slit scan image, I take many, for example 1080, photos of a moving object through a tiny slit. Each photo spans the full width, but is just 1 pixel high. These photos are then put together in a collage and the result is a slit scan image. For a slit scan video, however, I do not create just one slit scan image of one slit position, but of every possible slit position. Here again, for example, 1080. Each of these images then show a specific section of the Amaryllis over a period of 36 seconds. All images viewed as if in a flipbook result in a corresponding video in which you can see what the Amaryllis has painted into space over the period of 36 seconds. A total number of more than 1 million photos have then been processed for this video. Of course, this number increases significantly when you observe an object for a longer time or when using photos with a higher resolution. And here is a second simple example.
Said our goodbyes, 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 said our goodbyes.